Does a library filled with books of Torah, a synagogue filled with Sifrei Torah, need a mezuzah? Does a talit, which is completely turquoise, need a small turquoise string at each one of its four corners? These were the questions that Korach had for Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe, the leader of the Jewish people. In other words, Kol ha'eda kulam kedoshim. We are all holy. We all heard from God, I am the Lord your God at Sinai. Ve'lama titnaseu al ke'al Hashem. And why do you, Moshe Rabbeinu, think that you're better than anybody else? Why do you think that Aaron should be elevated to be the high priest? I want to be a Kohen Gadol too. I want to be a high priest myself. Korach, as wealthy as he was, and as great and smart as he was, could not handle the fact that somebody was better than him. He realized that he was different, not only at the level which is intellectual in the revelation that he received from Hashem compared to Moshe. Nobody can deny that Moshe Rabbeinu was close to God. But here, he was saying at the level of the mitzvot that we do on a regular basis, putting on tefillin, giving tzedakah, at this level we're all the same. So who do you think you are, Moshe? It wasn't enough for Korach to fight against Moshe by himself. He decided to convince and spread this negativity to 250 of the greatest rabbis, the greatest leaders of the generation. Eventually, they went against Moshe. And when you go against Moshe, you're going against God. They got swallowed by the earth. And we learned from this a tremendous lesson. In the Torah, in the Ten Commandments, it says, Lo tahmod. You should not covet. You should not desire what doesn't belong to you. Why does the Torah teach us this? And why is this the 10th of the 10 commandments? To teach us that if a person respects all the commandments, but in his heart, he's looking always to try to be someone else, to have what somebody else has, it means essentially that he doesn't believe that what God gave him is the best for him. Every one of us. It doesn't matter how great, how wealthy, how successful, how simple, how sincere, whoever we are, each one of us has a purpose in life. Your purpose is different than anybody else's purpose. You have your own individual purpose in this world. So don't try to be somebody else. One day, a student of a yeshiva in Israel had a big problem. All of his uncles and cousins were great rabbis, but he didn't have a head for the Talmud. So Rabbi Slavatitsky, his partner in learning, told him, write to the Rebbe. So he writes to the Rebbe the following: Rebbe, I'll never become a Gadol B'Israel. I will never become one of the great leaders of the Jewish people, one of the great rabbis, authorities in Jewish law, like my cousins, which are so knowledgeable in the whole Talmud. To this, the Rebbe answered him the following. And I think this is the lesson of our parasha. He said, is this really the purpose of man? To become a gadol, to become a giant, a great leader that's going to be recognized by the masses? No. The Torah and the Talmud in Kiddushin teaches us, Lo nivreti ela leshamesh et koni. I was created for the sole purpose of serving my Creator. And then the Rebbe concludes, it's possible that all the efforts you're making, you're doing, in order to understand the Talmud with your capacity, your mental, intellectual capacity, in this sense you are fulfilling with your effort more the purpose for which Hashem created you than your cousins which have a greater intellectual capacity and might know a lot, but at their level, Hashem demands more from them. Let's ask ourselves, what does Hashem demand from you? What does Hashem demand from us? Once we know what Hashem asks from us, let's do our best and not try to be someone we are not.